a certain way and you do it your way and then mess up, I don't want to clean it up. Because that was your fuck up, not mine.
That Jake Paul was going to knock out Tank. This press conference made me feel a little bit more confident about Tank. I'm no cap.
He done a lot in his career, right? Not everything, but he done a lot. What people don't understand is his business is a lot.
Floyd Mayweather broke down the upcoming Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis fight, saying that Davis is now making his own decisions and risking his own career. Floyd explained that he's given Tank advice before, but if that advice isn't followed, it's no longer his concern. Still, he admitted that the matchup is exciting for the sport, the money is great, and he'll definitely be watching the fight.
Within my company, within my team, do it my way. Because if you mess up, I don't mind being a janitor to clean up the mess because I told you to do it a certain way. But if I tell you to do it a certain way and you do it your way and then mess up, I don't want to clean it up. Because that was your fuck up, not mine.
The boxing world has exploded with debate over the Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul showdown. Fans and experts are divided. Some call it a marketing stunt, while others see it as a chance for Tank to reach a wider audience beyond traditional boxing fans. As opinions flood in, insiders are stepping forward, some defending Davis's choice, others claiming it's a dangerous move for the sport's credibility.
And number 3, to retire.
I mean, the backlash is just what people do nowadays. That's just, you give somebody a keyboard, you give them a phone, and they able to hide their face. Yeah, they gonna have a field day. The backlash I get, I understand. What'd you say, number 2, not fight Shakur?
Yeah, he's saying he'll never fight Shakur, that he ain't gonna do him no favors, that he ain't gonna help him make no money because Shakur broke or something like that. Something along those lines.
Yeah, I don't get all that. That's, you know what I mean? That's against the game. Like, you know what I mean? You at least owe that fight for the game. You know what I mean? You owe the rematch with Lamont for the game. But you owe Shakur for the game just because of the 2 style matchups. You know what I mean? But if he feel like he don't gotta fight him, guess what? We can't sit here and just go crazy about it. But it is kind of crazy.
Trainer Greg Hackett voiced frustration over the criticism Gervonta Davis has been facing. He said people today judge fighters for nearly everything, often without understanding their personal situations. Hackett argued that if Davis wants to fight Jake Paul, that choice should be respected. No one outside the ring truly knows what a fighter goes through or what motivates them. He urged fans to stop trying to control who fighters face, and instead appreciate the discipline it takes to stay at the top. His comments echo a wider frustration among trainers and athletes who feel social media has turned boxing criticism into constant noise.
Like, he done a lot in his career, right? Not everything, but he done a lot. What people don't understand is his business is a lot. This whole experience is a lot. The shit these fighters go through is hard to explain. It's hard to explain because people, they can't see it, so they can't understand it. But it's stressful to the fighters because they coming from just getting ready to fight in the amateurs, being prepared, going out there, win, get it done, celebrate, all right, we back to the next camp. To now, marketing. You're talking about marketing. You're talking about lawyers. You're talking about all this shit that you just never imagined. You like, why do I have to deal with all of this shit? People trying to keep money coming in, so they trying to come up with bright ideas. At the same time, you got a lot of people trying to get shit from you.
Another hot topic came from sports analyst Max Kellerman, whose recent takes have sparked heavy backlash. Many in the boxing community accused Kellerman of being unfairly biased, especially against fighters like Gervonta Davis. In several appearances, Kellerman downplayed Tank's accomplishments, suggesting he was never a true champion or had done anything remarkable in his division. His critics pushed back hard, pointing out Davis's dominant record and knockout power. They believe Kellerman's words show a deeper bias in boxing media, one that favors spectacle and hype over genuine talent. The debate highlighted how perception and favoritism still shape the way fighters are judged.
Because Max Kellerman is full of nonsense. Max Kellerman claims that Gervonta Davis was never a champion, that we've never been a period of time when we looked at Gervonta Davis and said Gervonta Davis is the man in that weight class. Bunch of other ridiculousness pouring out of the pie hole of Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman is one of the most biased, bought and paid for journalists that there is in the sport of boxing. And to have him back talking again on and giving his opinion again about the sport of boxing, I promise you is not a good thing. But let's analyze what he had to say about Gervonta, that Gervonta was not ever a champion. That is ridiculous because Gervonta Davis was a champion for the IBF at 130. He was a WBA super champion at 130. He is currently the reigning WBA champion at 135. He is the only WBA of a secondary, the title at the time. So if you do not want to, why you wouldn't, seeing as everybody else counts that belt, but okay, fine. He's a 2-division world champion. That is more than 0, Max Kellerman. Now, looking at the idea that Gervonta Davis has never been the man in that division, absolutely ridiculous because Gervonta Davis has really been the man in that division the entire time that he's there.
Former world champion Paulie Malignaggi also joined the discussion and didn't hold back. He criticized the Davis versus Paul matchup, saying boxing is losing its authenticity. According to Paulie, knockouts only matter when they happen between equally matched fighters. Manufactured fights, he argued, mislead fans and cheapen the sport. During a discussion with fellow analyst Chris Algieri, Malignaggi said that while casual fans might enjoy the event, real boxing followers can see it for what it is, a spectacle. He believes that letting social media-driven fighters share the spotlight with elite athletes creates confusion about what real boxing represents. His words cut deep, touching on the growing tension between entertainment and tradition in the sport.
Knockouts, dude. Knockouts. People like knockouts. They don't care if you're knocking out cab drivers. Look at Jake Paul's career.
You can manufacture that, though. You can manufacture that, though. You can manufacture knockouts.
You can't manufacture.
To a degree, you can. To a degree. I mean, you can, yeah, Gervonta legitimately can not get knockouts. I agree. He can punch, but there's a lot of limited knockout artists, though, man.
He's one of the least active punchers in the game with the highest knockout percentage of current heavyweight.
But if he was a real knockout artist,
champion.
If he was a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best of the best. Felix Trinidad was a knockout artist. He was knocking out the best of the best. If you're a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best and show us how he smokes them. But the way Wayne did when Felix Trinidad was doing it. You know, the way they did even when Mike Tyson was doing it in his prime. Okay, say what you want about the Mike Tyson era. He knocked out everyone from 1986 to 1989. Everyone got knocked out. Everyone.
Well, by your standard, you could say that Tyson was, to a degree, manufactured.
No, because he fought everyone that was there. Everyone that was there at that time fought.
Teddy Ellis will 100% agree with this.
With the expense of
Witherspoon. That were afraid of him.
With the exception of Witherspoon. No, but they all, doesn't matter. He knocked them all out. There was nobody you could say in that era except maybe Witherspoon, who had contract issues with King at the time. Oh, except for Witherspoon, there is nobody Tyson didn't fight in that era. He knocked them all out. You can't say like, oh, but if he would have fought that guy, I don't know. No, with Davis, there's guys right now that have been hanging around for years. Yo, dude, when are you going to fight them? The lightweight division was stacked with talent. Even at 130, it had a lot of talent when he was there. Didn't fight almost any of them. So it's not the same thing as the Tyson era. You want to say anything about Tyson era? Fine. It wasn't as high level or something. He still knocked out everyone.
On the other hand, commentator Showbiz the Adult offered a more positive perspective after watching the press conference. He said he now feels more confident in Tank's chances. At first, he worried about Davis's size disadvantage, that Jake Paul might be too big and powerful. But after seeing Tank's calm confidence and sharp focus, his opinion changed. Showbiz praised Davis for handling the pressure like a true professional, and believed that his technical skill and fight IQ could help him overcome Jake's physical edge. He added that many fans might be surprised when they see how well Gervonta adapts inside the ring. Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather's name has resurfaced in the headlines, not as a promoter this time, but as a possible fighter. Reports suggest Floyd is exploring a matchup with Mike Tyson.
I'll beat the hell out of this kid. Listen, I was feeling that Jake Paul was going to knock out Tank. This press conference made me feel a little bit more confident about Tank. I'm no cap. I know Tank wasn't saying much, fumbling over his words, seems bashful. Feel that Jake Paul is an issue. Even though he said it, he doesn't feel like he has to. But I'm looking, right? And I'm just like, bro, he doesn't whoop his ass. He doesn't feel threatened. That's the word. He doesn't feel threatened, but he does feel out of his element. I'm gonna be honest, man. It sounds like, I know everybody's looking at this press conference and it's like, number one, I know what y'all saying. it's a clown show. It's not real. Tank was paid off. It's fake. Because Tank, when he was talking about Jake and JB, even I was like, what is he talking about?
He laughing.
What are you talking about? What does he have to do with this?
Let anything, you know what I'm talking about. Let anything. No, I don't have to say it right now. Don't worry about it. I don't got to say it up here. Let anything happen. And I'm going to show you and him.
So that I can understand if that's your concern. I am being extremely truthful with how I feel about this and how I'm reacting to this. My oldest son was like, I see the same thing, Dad, but you're going to get a weird response to your take.
Influence boxing that Jake Paul was birthed from. Now we're in a vacuum. And so there's going to be a lot of conversation about that and continuing to do that. In this particular video, though, I want to get into the mind of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and why Floyd Mayweather Jr. would do this. There is the money, but there's also the competitive nature of Floyd Mayweather Jr.
And analysts say this move is about more than just money. They believe Floyd wants to remind the world that he still commands attention, even in retirement. With the Davis versus Paul hype growing, Mayweather seems unwilling to be overshadowed, not even by his own protege. Observers call it classic Floyd, a man who thrives on competition, spotlight, and legacy. In the end, while Jake and Gervonta prepare for their battle, Floyd's rumored comeback speaks to a larger truth. Boxing's greatest icons are still fighting to stay relevant in a fast-changing world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more boxing updates, reactions, and fight news.